Hey everybody, Scott Host, the guy who makes Raptor, and Mike Strollard, who's working on Below the Stone, who's helping me out with the Kickstarter. Not sure exactly what he's doing, but no.
Oh,
He's also
Scott
the guy
begged me to be here, so
Yeah.
you know.
But he's the guy that's going to write the story for the new Raptor too. So, but yeah, we're doing a Raptor Kickstarter because it turned into a bigger game than we thought. So, gonna need money to do it. But we want to make a bunch of really cool rewards, you know, like a box version. And then when you open,
we were talking about a bunch of stuff. As you said, like a box version. One of the things we talked about was having like an almost an upgraded box version that's actually like a steel case almost.
I'm taking the birthday. I know it's Raptor's birthday, by the way, so I can't.
Yeah.
That hat's coming off.
We were talking about like a steel case version, and I think you should mention the jackets, or your idea with the jackets as well.
Oh yeah, we had a idea. We don't know if it's possible yet, but we hope to do this. Like make a really cool like cyberpunk like flight jacket, and it's got like the like insignias and the name on the on the pocket, and there's like a bunch of pockets and stuff on it, like patches from different missions on the shoulders and stuff.
A lot of this stuff right now, we're actually looking at the possibility of doing what it's going to take to actually make some of these things happen. Like the actual like production that goes into some of this stuff. And Scott was saying that, a lot of these rewards are going to be sort of in-universe rewards, things that are actually that actually make sense for the game and what you're getting. So I thought that was a cool direction to go with this.
And I'm going to put in like stuff in the box too that I'm not ever going to mention publicly, so when people get it, they're like, "Oh, whoa!"
Yeah,
a bill. You owe me $10,000 more dollars.
So, and things like that, I think would be cool. And one of the things we talked about too, and I know you want to get like player feedback or feedback from people who want to support the Kickstarter, like ideas for rewards.
Hey Scott,
we were talking about like a flight manual as well, and potentially theming that like an art book, like it's a flight manual, right? Like showing some of the blueprints for the designs and stuff, and showing some of the artist on Raptor's artwork that went into the project. So I think things like that would be really cool, like just showing the sort of process that went into developing Raptor. Of course, like the history of Raptor too, like what it was before and what it is now. I think all that stuff will be really cool to show off for a Kickstarter, and it makes this Kickstarter very special, because this Kickstarter is something that very few people will get the chance to actually directly support Raptor in a way, right? Like a game that since the 90s has been around. Very few people will get a chance to get some of these rewards. So
are you saying I'm old?
Yeah, well, some people get the hint.
Yeah, one idea. Go ahead.
No,
I was just saying one idea that we had, but this might be impossible to do, is make like the top tier is like a Raptor tabletop arcade machine.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah,
but that's like that's not for sure.
Yeah, and I know like we're talking about like high tier rewards and low tier rewards. I think right now you have a good idea on some of the lower tier rewards, like the things that people will get for a certain amount that's like just on the lower end of the spectrum of the Raptor Kickstarter, but like people who want to support the Kickstarter and get something out of it, and get something special out of it. But also, like as you said, like the higher tier stuff, like these flight jackets or the arcade cabinets that'll be like almost like one of one kind of things that like only one or two of these things will ever be made.
And I do have a few old box DOS Raptors that I could like sign or something maybe.
Yeah, that was another thing we talked about. Some of the actual classic Raptor boxes as well being signed.
I just thought of something too, like the patches we talked about putting on for the flight jacket. Yeah, that's going to be an expensive tier, but give the patches out for the lower tiers too, and they can just put on the jacket they want.
Yeah, exactly. And that was another thing we were talking about, like actual custom flight badges or medals or actual patches to add to the jackets. I think that would be really cool.
Symbols
and
for
one
different
thing,
corporations and stuff.
yeah, exactly. And one thing that that happened recently regarding the Kickstarter is you actually ended up almost getting 100 signups in the lead up to the birthday of Raptor. So on Raptor's birthday, we almost got 100 signups on the Kickstarter. So I thought that was really cool. And it just shows there's a lot of people that want to see this game reach where it is now.
And we should mention too, like how much actually gets done depends on how good the Kickstarter does. Like the minimum amount to get it done is like we're gonna make the minimum goal like 20 grand, but hopefully it makes a shitload more because we want to make all these different like corporations that all have different themes and stuff, and how many of those we could do depends on how much the Kickstarter makes, you know.
And basically it's just to show that like you know, with Kickstarter the way it works is there tends to be like a goal that you set. And of course, the question is, what if it gets higher than its current goal, right? So instead of just saying, well, whatever, you throw your hands up and it's like, oh, we'll just take, you know, I think it's better to actually use that money for something like expanding the game, right? So actually expanding the project and expanding, adding more megacorps, adding more ships, adding more of this content, adding more levels. So anything that you guys do to support the Kickstarter, it's going to directly support the game. So that's sort of the plan right now.
I'd really like to make like some metal ships out of like the bad guys and
the
stuff.
actual models.
Yeah, and of the
that would be cool.
The Raptor ship.
Right now, we're actually considering. I think you and we spoke about this. We were considering talking to an individual who might be able to do this for Raptor. So actually having like miniature steel models of the ships that you can put on your desk. And like I said, this is a game that Raptor has a long history, and I'm not calling Scott old here, but you know it's got a long history, and to be able to have something like this is really cool because you know, while the Kickstarter's up, it's only going to be there for a limited time, right? There's only going to be a 30-day period where you'll be able to directly support the game and get something like this. So it's really something special, and you know, I'm really happy to be able to help with that.
I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but if you have ideas for like what rewards, post it in the comments.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember if I said that while we're streaming or we talked about it before the stream.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if one of the things I think we talked again, we were talking about this before. I think just like there's a lot of ideas that in the community that people will want to have as well, and a lot of suggestions that we can include with this. I'm going to try to help Scott with a lot of the reward stuff and just sorting out the Kickstarter, and also like we're going to be talking about like some of the stretch goals. If for those who don't know Kickstarter, the stretch goals are just, it's something where like I said, we were talking about it before, where as more funding comes in, we actually end up doing something with the funding. We actually decide, okay, well, this is going to go toward this part of Raptor. This is going to go toward you know, adding more megacorps, adding more ships, adding more levels. So
yeah, I think it works. And hiring a certain programmer. Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of things like too, like it makes, you know, certain amounts. I want to make like obviously like you know, cutscenes, but rendered, you know, really cool looking.
Yeah.
For various like little parts in the game and stuff. I'd really like to, you know, make have enough time to make like multiple stores. So you can buy like something at store A, and oh my god, store B wants this, or you get something in a mission that store A wants, and you get this thing. Oh, and they give you something else that store B wants. And
Yep.
have a little like interaction going on there. But yep, all depends on the Kickstarter, and the link is in the info. You know.
Yeah. And it was kind of crazy getting that amount of followers in just a day, and hopefully this video helps a little bit as well, or the stream helps a little bit.
Yeah, instead of we talked about Kickstarter, we maybe just talk about like the ideas for the game. If people, you don't want to hang around, you can go. Nobody's.
I think. Well, for the Kickstarter, go ahead.
Here we go. I just said let's not talk about the Kickstarter anymore. Well, nobody's talking about the Kickstarter for 10 years. I'll just say like the idea of like we got enough to work on it long. It's like all these different corporations and they have different alignments going on, and your missions affect their alignments, and hence what kind of missions you can go on. So like you go on. Then some missions won't be just to blow up the boss. You might have to deliver a payload to a certain boss because you're like aligned with that corporation or something. You got to fight your way through the enemies attacking that corporation, or
like
something.
escorting one group through this level that involves this corporation. So I think having more involved missions other than just kill everything on the level, I think would be really cool.
And then like it's like you're supposed to deliver a payload to this boss, but you decide you want to just kill the motherfucker. You can do that too, but it's going to change the whole, how the world is.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of cool.
And eventually, it all leads to
Finny, cool. Yeah, this is fun stuff. Oh, I didn't know Rambozo was in the the video. Oh boy! Well, now everybody knows who Rambozo is. The clown thing with him like and subscribe flying by. That was a mistake, but oh well.
There's Pepper Mouse.
Yeah, that Pepper Mouse. If you're looking at the video right now, it's the guy doing the music for the new Raptor. And that's another thing. The music. I'm making this music tool. You can't see my screen. I'll show it in the next video when I work on it tomorrow. But every song's gonna have multiple parts. Like the intro, when there's action going on, when you're dying, when a boss ship comes on, and the music's gonna like seamlessly change to like a different beat version of that song. And there's gonna be a bunch of MIDI events and stuff. So like when a boss is coming out, there'll be like lights flashing, all the movement, whatever, be synced to the music.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fucking cool. Just a lot of fucking work to do.
Yeah, and I think, not to bring it back to the Kickstarter, but like a lot of what we're talking about right now, the Kickstarter directly helps, right? Like this kind of funding helps with the development of the game.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, if you see like right now what's going on, I did this mock-up of kind of give the vibe of it. That's not gonna be like some candy-ass shooter with bullets all over the fucking place glowing and balloons popping and shit. Well, maybe if Rambozo flies by, but but like that symbol on the wall, like every corporation is gonna have a symbol. And that'll be on like their boss ships and stuff. Just I don't know, looks kind of it's just kind of gothic or something. I don't know.
That's me. Mike on the right.
Mike Slick Strollart. I'm Scott, the cool one.
So he says.
And he's got the below the stone shit plastered all over the place.
Just in case you don't know.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Since Mike's helping out, I said he'd get 10% of what their Kickstarter makes. So you're actually helping Raptor a lot, and you're also helping Below the Stone.
I think like one of the things, we were talking about this before, that this is something that kind of helps both projects in a way, right? And I'm just very happy to kind of help out and be a part of this.
You better be, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, well,
there's one way they do it in Jersey, there's another way they do it in Chicago.
I was trying to be nice, but until that happened.
Yeah, did I mention Mike's going to do this story? So it'll be cool. There's so many ideas, more ideas I could possibly ever do. Just a matter of getting all the tools done. Like the way I make games, I don't do it like everybody else where they do all these things in sync. Might take a little longer, but it's like, a lot of games, especially in indie, you start working on, you got art guy drawing stuff, you got a guy making levels, then somewhere 3 months, 6 months down the road, like, oh, if I change the game for this, it'll be cooler, but then everybody's got to redo the work that was done so far. We're like to get the engine made, the tools made, and then actually start working on the game, A little slower, but then the tools are done, and you got, it's like an artist with a palette, well, I'm going to make the palette up as I go. Well, it's probably not going to come out to be a good, it's going to, use all the colors and it's going to look like shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my coffee. Yeah, and the first one, like if you look at this thing's going right now, I was going to use the old graphics, and change them with shaders to the new graphics. I mean, I always liked the idea of like redrawing all the damn ships because there's a lot of them. I didn't want to bring it up to the art guy. I felt like that's like, oh, you really want to do all this work? That might take forever. And one day he did it as a test, and I'm like, that's cool. He's like, oh, that's the way I thought it was going to be. I'm like, hey, if you want to do it that way, fuck it. No shackles to the old game, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll still be, you know, feel like Raptor, but the whole having to use the old shit with the new shit was just like a nightmare. I mean, it was like a time where I was working on this. I was trying to, like, this video playing right now, the old graphics and the new graphics. I actually had the 30-year-old code in the game with the new code. And, you know, one's a 2D game, and it's actually a 3D engine now. I mean, you can't tell. Right now, what you're looking at is an actual 3D engine I made. But it was so stressful to try to make it work that I wasn't sleeping or nothing. And one day, I forget, wasn't I talking to you, Mike, when we thought of that? I was like,
what we were talking about?
Just drop to classic mode, dude, you know, or something. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Like,
we were talking about like
it's an anchor and a pain and a thorn in my ass, you know.
Yeah, we were talking about why not include the retro in the Raptor remix as opposed to making two different games. Like
that was a nightmare
somehow.
Yeah, I was rewriting all the routines because like it have to work exactly like the old one, but rewritten in a new way. And like the ships weren't flying right and stuff, and I was like, I got, oh my god, that was a nightmare. Yeah. I mean, it looks cool, and you know, yeah, it probably could have worked, but it'd probably take 5 fucking years.
Yeah,
I still like how that looks. I mean, if you're looking at that like right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
But the other thing now, like it's in that more perspective. Like, wait till the March comes back on. When it's in perspective 3D, the problem with space shooters is, especially Raptor, because you don't have that much screen. Basically, a ship comes on, it blows up within like a second, because there's not enough room on the screen to do anything gameplay-wise. Where now it's higher res, and it's also tilted a little bit, and now you can see the enemies coming. You can do more like patterns and stuff, and that's why like Raiden or Viper Phase 1 or whatever in the arcade, the monitors are on the side to give it more room vertically, you know? Or why like my game Demon Star was like that, you know? Same thing. This solves all the problems gameplay-wise. Oh yeah, happy birthday. It's Raptor's birthday today. April 1st, 1994.
Rambozo.
Well, if anybody's got any questions or anything, the chat, ideas, let's take a vote. Who's cooler, me or Mike?
Go ahead, Scott. You vote first.
I know who I'm voting for.
You know, let's just say I do too. It's not Scott. God damn it.
Mike, no offense.
Yeah.
Well, we all got two. It's for 2 versus 2 now.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we should just wrap it up instead of turn it into, you know.
Yeah.
I think we said everything that needs to be said.
Yeah, I think.
So, well, real quick, Mike. I know you'd like to talk over me, but you know, look at his face.
Go ahead.
No, it's like, so yeah, sign up to the Raptor pre-launch. It's in the info because you got to wait till there's like, you know, over 1,000 subs because it's like, you know, there's a certain formula. Like if we did it now, we'd probably make the goal, but it wouldn't make anything extra. You know what I mean? We'll probably like wait 4 months or something. And there's a couple other things I want to do. And hopefully, I don't know anybody that knows that there's a movie coming out called Blackberry. They're going to use sounds and music from Bravo Sector in the movie somewhere. I don't know where. I didn't want to ask because I want to see it blind. So, but that's coming out April cool. 29th. That might cause
sweet.
More tension.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys are interested, I think sign up in the description. The one thing I think we can say with confidence is, you know, the Kickstarter needs a certain number of signups so that we know it can work. And the more signups there are, the more we know that the Kickstarter is going to work, and also the more we know that we can do higher tier rewards as well. So I think, we can go into
unless we get a couple thousand. Yeah, the
exactly,
flight jacket's probably not going to happen unless we get a couple thousand subs. You know? because those jackets might cost $1,000 a piece to make.
Yeah, so those jackets are going to be really, really cool. And also there's of course there's plenty of rewards as well. There's going to be the jackets. We talked about the steel big boxes, like the steel cases, like having standard big boxes.
Yeah, the cardboard ones, so it's like everybody can get something in. Like have everybody that works on the game sign it or something.
Yep. Flight pins. There's all these things that we're talking about right now, and by signing up, you make a lot of it possible. So, if you sign up with Kickstarter, and you pledge pledge the amount that you feel that it's going to help a lot with the project. So, any bit helps.
Here's a quarter. Would you take to go downtown and have that rat and all that thing off your face?
Yeah, even a quarter helps. So
like somebody said today, like, something about like I've been your Patreon, whatever, for a year and a half, and I was like, on Facebook, and I was like, dude, I go, it did more than enough. If you want to cancel, something about it taking so long and stuff,
Yeah. Yep.
And I went through the whole story of how it changed phases. It's one thing I want to say though. Even though it's taken a long time, I'm not redoing things. I know a lot of games get in that thing where they're redoing the whole engine over and over and over. That's not. I still got the code in the engine that I had a year ago.
Yeah.
Just wasted time, like maybe 4 months with the fucking it's classic mode and remixed mode and stuff. And now my mom got sick for the last 6 months.
Yeah, there's real life stuff happening.
Real life stuff that kind of slowed it down too.
Yeah.
But my mom's better now, so it's like that's winding down, so I can probably get back on track soon.
Yeah. So any amount helps, and I think just lending your support. And the one benefit Kickstarter has over things like Patreon is there's a tendency for Patreon to be like a subscription kind of service. This is like a one-time support kind of thing. So if you're just looking to support Raptor Remixed one time and just have something in there.
And it all helps because I don't make a lot of money. I used to do contract work and stuff. I make a fraction of what I made a month.
Yeah.
So I don't really live in the high life here.
Yeah. So
what did you say, Scott? What about adding different ships that change the way the weapons work? Well, that's sort of, I don't know how to say it in words, but that's kind of like what we're thinking, there's going to be 2-player too. So like there's going to be like things you could buy, like, or weapons you could use in tandem. Like, like player A needs this and player B needs this. Then you got to use it like in some kind of order or do something. I can't come up with that now, but there's like a co-op thing going on, not just 2 players shooting the hell out of everything, I think that'd be fucking cool. But anyways, let's wrap it up. And we'll talk to everybody later.
All right. Peace out.
Peace. YouTube land. Oh, God. I don't know how to turn this off. Well, I guess we're going to be talking a little longer.
Yeah, well.
Oh, back when the dinosaurs died. Now, really, really good night, everybody. Sign up to the Kickstarter. Good night.
Good night, guys.